So I'm Paul Robson, and I lead the industrial crops team here at IBERS. So I guess Miscanthus as a plant has been in Europe for about 100 years, but it's mostly been horticultural for making people's gardens pretty. And in about the 90s, people started to get interested in it as a potential source of biomass. So we're really trying to displace fossil fuel use by using biomass crops, particularly dedicated biomass crops like Miscanthus, which is perennial, so it has really good sustainability characteristics associated with it. In the early 2000s, IBERS started a breeding program when a number of scientists went to Asia and collected a whole diversity of Miscanthus. So you need diversity to breed from, and so that diversity was collected. A whole range of us characterized that diversity, and it's been put through a number of different crosses to generate big Miscanthus, little Miscanthus, all sorts of Miscanthus. So I guess we've gone through a phase of really characterizing a range of biologies in Miscanthus. So we know an awful lot more about what makes Miscanthus tick, and now we're really pushing at some of those key biologies. So one of the things that we're developing is seed-based Miscanthus. So most Miscanthus is rhizome propagated, and that's quite inefficient because you have to grow a huge field of Miscanthus then for 2 years and then dig up all the rhizomes, split it up, and then you can plant it. So we're developing varieties where you can just go directly from seed. But you can't, unfortunately, plant seed in the UK. It doesn't really germinate very well in the UK environment. So we have to grow it via plug plants, which is quite a conventional way of growing a number of crops. But we just grow them in a glass house to produce a little plug like this. I don't know if you can see that. But so that gets planted out in the environment. So most Miscanthus grown is a wild found variety. So it was just a lucky cross between two different species that happened to produce a lot of biomass. But that crop has some downsides. So it's quite susceptible to drought. So what we've done is we've bred a number of varieties that have much greater resilience to a range of environmental challenges, cold and drought. So overall, you can get a more reliable yield of Miscanthus year on year using our new varieties. And those varieties are being commercialized by our partner companies, particularly Terravesta. So the sort of area that Miscanthus is grown on is still quite small because it's quite a new crop, but we're pushing hard to get it on more and more area of land. The sorts of uses that it's put to are primarily it's being grown for energy, so as a form of locally grown biomass for burning in power stations. But what we're finding is that as it's grown in the field, people are finding more and more different uses for it. So farmers are growing Miscanthus to use that for bedding to replace quite expensive straw, so they can grow their bedding locally. It's also used by a number of companies now for quite expensive horse bedding, so it's really good quality bedding for horses. It's used as a source of platform chemicals, and in some places, like France, it's been used to manufacture car parts. So you know, people are finding a diversity of uses for it.